Anybody else having any weirdness with GitHub today?
I have not been poking around GitHub today, so
Fine weirdness.
I'll try to open a link to a repo via a web browser and it spins forever.
No, I'm in pretty quick for me.
I am happy to report I can hear you, Crobe. Can anyone hear me?
yes.
Oh, good. All right. There will be a day when there are no tech problems. Today is not that day. Tomorrow
that
is
day.
not looking good either. Okay, so let me. Are we expecting anybody else? By the way.
It's your meeting. I don't know.
Okay, well, I mean, it's my meeting on behalf of you, frankly. So I think it's all our meeting. I'm going to immediately step back from this particular volunteer line. Although you can, I guess I have to admit blame for this whole idea in the first place. But other people thought it was okay. So
It's a great idea.
all right. So here's what I intend to do. I'm going to I propose. Basically, here's the goal. We have two documents. One's 2 pages. One's a little more than 2 pages. We've got a lot of proposed changes to it. My goal is by the end of our meeting that we will have no comments, no changes. It will basically be a clean, we accepted all the changes or rejected the changes. And I would propose that we start with the concise guide for developing more secure software. I'm going to post the link in the chat right now.
Did that.
Oh, awesome. Okay. And then actually that's the other one. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You have a different URL than I do?
I'm clicked on the heading, so the URL is a little different.
Yeah, but oh yes, okay, good. But the heading is different. All right, and then I'm gonna post the evaluating document. I mean, I would like to do both today, because I think we're close enough we can actually get away with that. So, if you don't mind, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to share my screen, but anybody can click and see what I'm doing also. And then we can all just kind of look at it together, walk it through. I think we can do this. If we don't, then we'll just schedule follow on. But I think
I know we can do it.
all right. All right. Confidence is always a well, I don't know if it's always, but it can be a good thing. All right. So,
If we can't get this first one done, I quit.
oh man. Oh, that's brutal. All right. Okay, so let's see here. Click on all the links. I think basically this is a update link. We have it. Oh, what is today's date? Why don't we start being serious about this?
26th of August.
22/08/26. All right. I think we're switching to concise everywhere. Is that?
Yes.
All right. So let's do that. I added the word all because somebody was asking, hey, is this open source? Is it proprietary? Everybody. So all should cover that. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to, for the moment, accept your comment, Crow, because if we find a bad link, we can fix it. I don't know of any bad links at this point. All right. Marta. Oh, Marta's not here. Oh, I wish she was. Okay. Marta, General Mark, integration. Okay. First one is on the integration aspects. I don't think so. I mean, we have all sorts of stuff about writing code, particularly the use of the tools and the and the thing that points out to education. Another comment, missing point about code review. We've handled that. That has been added since. Reads like an ad, referencing to the OpenSSF. I'm going to argue that this is an OpenSSF doc. This is what we do. It should be unsurprising that we refer to OpenSSF things.
I agree.
So I think that, I mean, some of these did cause some changes, but I think we've resolved it. And everybody also good with accepting this?
Yeah, I'm good. And I think once we get this published into the public eye, we will get more developer feedback and we can refine it.
Yeah, that's true too.
Agreed.
That's true too. Okay, next up. Evaluate software before selecting it as very important point. Should be well visible. We don't have a mechanism of them in bold, so
It's number 4. Number 4 is
So-
pretty important.
number 4 is pretty important. That's right. So I think we're done there. Okay, only add it if it's needed. Okay, really, that's just a wordsmithing. I'm trying to make it. I think if we accept everything, we can get this in 2 lines. First, once this goes to Markdown, but I think in general the goal has been to try to make this short.
Mhm.
So this is just a minor wordsmith. Double. Oh, who did the apostrophe S? Shame. Double check it's.
Not me.
Excellent. And ensure it's retrieved. Okay, that's fair. All right. All right, so we're down to 3 lines there. So hey, everybody good with that? All righty. Keep dependencies reasonably up to date. Can this point to another guide? Sure, but I don't have one to point to. Eric, this is your comment.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's, definition of reasonably is kind of wide open, right? And becomes
It is. I don't think in a 1-pager we can do better. Because
fine,
I
but
think that, so go ahead.
Yeah, we link to everything else, right? So I mean, we can come back and find the appropriate link later, but I think some definition of, or at least pointing them toward another more robust guide like we do for just about everything else.
Well, you know what? What you may have uncovered, sir, is we are missing a guide, and the best practices group could create one and then link to it.
We will be looking for a new project after this one finishes.
Well, in fact, I think we just identified the lead for that project, didn't we, Eric?
Second.
Eric, you better jump back fast.
That's fine. I'll certainly co-lead it. Somebody else can.
Oh.
We
Oh,
just
good.
We
Our
just did
peer
a
pressure
reorg,
worked.
so I got some changes in my job a bit here, but happy to co-lead it with somebody else.
Cool. But no, honestly, that does feel like there's a gap, or at least we haven't found the right artifact. And it's something that kind of feels like this would be part of this group to work on next, maybe.
Yeah.
NPM has a guide that they're publishing OpenSSF. Yeah, because I'm editing it.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
that's
you're
right.
talking about the NPM one, right? But that's specific to NPM, and I think that what we're talking about here is a more general. But you know what? So I would say for the moment, I mean, the Python speed article I would expect just from the URL is probably Python specific. But yeah, my guess is the word reasonable really depends a lot on the
What
project.
about if we just link to the repo, to the best practice, the package manager best practices repo?
Yeah, I mean, that's not crazy. Although I'll be honest, I suspect what's reasonable depends more on what kind of project it is than the ecosystem. Because if you're developing software intended for safety critical, your idea of what's reasonable is probably a little different.
That's true.
So anyway, how's this? So Eric, I think I agree, but we don't have a good link that anybody knows of. So I would say just accept it, and this may become future work. Are you good with that?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I just want to make sure at some point we come back to it.
I just added it as an agenda item for the working group talk next time.
That sounds perfect. Okay. All right, next. Oops. All right, review before accepting changes. I didn't see anybody screaming too hard. Enforce it, e.g. with GitHub push protection was just trying to, now, push protection is just for secrets? That's not true at all. I don't understand.
Yeah.
That's just not true. I mean, in fact, I literally enabled push protection on a project that I manage called metamathset.mm, and it had nothing to do with secret scanning. Or maybe you're thinking protected branches. Maybe that's what we're thinking about here. What does GitHub call it?
The article is talking about the specific use case of using protection for pushes around secrets. I don't think that's the exhaustive.
Okay, all right. All right. Well, you know what? They're called protect. You know, I think maybe what we really need to do is talk about protected branches. I think that's the more accurate terminology, right?
You have to talk to a real developer.
I think he's right. I think it is protected branches.
Wait,
It's
you know,
it's under your settings. Let me find it.
yeah. Here's the link right here.
Protected branches. There you go.
I mean, I literally did this earlier.
Yeah, great.
So, all right. So let's see here. Just a moment. I'm going to actually, because there was a comment earlier about actually having links. Good idea. Okay, so how's this? Okay, all right. So I think the problem is we meant protected branches fixed. Okay.
Oh. Our friends
All
at
right.
GitLab also have similar functionality. I'll add that link here once my computer wakes up.
Okay. Okay. For example, GitHub. Yeah. Okay? If you want to go back and make that suggestion, we can go
Yeah.
back and look at that.
Yeah.
There's a period missing after the G. Okay. All righty. Yeah, of course. Now you're going to make it too long. All right. I was trying to make it one line, but maybe sometimes I just can't get what I want. All right. Prominently document how to report vulnerabilities and prepare for them. This is just wordsmithing. Anybody object?
I should mention that Gentoo bought me a shiny slew of like grammar tools that I could run these through at the end, where it'll point out like you should like replace this word for better comprehension. You're missing commas, apostrophes, all that stuff. So
I think everybody should have the free version of Grammarly, if nothing else.
Okay.
Grammarly is not 100% precise, which is why we've had to buy like 3 different tools because there's a lot of opinions. But yeah.
I am all in favor of using the best grammar we can and be as clear as we can. But if doing that's going to initiate another set of reviews because of those changes, I don't think we should do it.
Actually, Grammarly is pretty good about making sure that like whatever they suggest does not change the meaning of anything, usually. So
Yeah, well, it's good enough for my professors in my MBA program. So working.
But yeah, I could do that at the end, so that way we don't have to spend time on it.
Well, no, we'll have to spend time on it if it's not so. But it may not be too bad. That said, I will.
You're at 29 errors right now.
Yeah, I will quickly observe that Google actually includes some as well. It will whine and complain about things as well. So how's this? Let's walk through what we have. If we can do that, that's awesome. But I want to at least have a shot at completing something today. And then you can always polish it later. What we're polishing, I will leave to your imagination. All right, prominently document, prepare for, all right, I'm just replacing that with them and provide contacts. It's very simple directive. So good with that?
Looks good to me.
All righty, let's another little nit here. All right, scorecards checks. What's going on here? All right, Eric wanted a URL, but I wasn't sure what URL he wanted instead. Currently, it goes to the scorecards checks, which is in fact this list. Did you want something different? You can read the scorecards checks, and if you follow the link, it's not just a URL. I don't know if you've noticed, but this is a URL with a sharp after it, so it jumps specifically to the list of the checks it runs.
Yeah, no. When I looked at it the first time, it seems to go to the top of the broader document. Yeah,
I bet the link changed based on your comment, and we just didn't accept we just didn't note that we did it.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I agree, and I think that has been done. So awesome. All right, what's next? More nits trying to make this shorter. Ichi. What
You've
usage
achieved
and so
you've
on.
achieved your 1 page, David.
Woohoo!
So
That's right. That was
no more
that was
stress.
all I live for. That's all I live for. You know, is counting pages. Yeah, except of course we're going to convert this to Markdown, and all doesn't matter anyway. But I think concision has a value. Oh, okay. And there was some stuff about minimizing dependencies and their scopes and adding internal review, but that has now been done. So I think we can delete that. So let's see here. All right. So I guess the thing is, and versions. I think that the intended text was to tell people what the fixed versions are, but that wasn't clear, so I added this word fixed. Everyone good with that?
Yes.
All righty. Okay.
We
We're
are
done.
the champions. It took us 8 months
on
to do a
pitch.
1-page doc.
Excellent. On pitch too. I'm impressed. All righty. Okay, so let's go back, and then if we have a chance, to the next doc, and then if we have a shot, somebody can propose Grammarly suggestions that they think make sense and go from there.
I can share my screen and you could literally just run down them.
Okay, well, how's this? Let's do the other doc first.
Yeah.
All right, we can remove the word draft. Oh, there was a comment from the chaos, but I think at this point a lot of their comments are OBE. So I'm gonna just remove that. And we had a date on the other one, so we should probably, oh no, don't do that. Problem solved. All right, concise guide. Okay, we need to describe purpose and goal, although this was back in July.
Correct.
think
I think we're good.
I think the text underneath it resolves that. I mean, I agree with what you said, that's important, but I think we got it.
I agree.
Okay, so all right. This is weird. We said you everywhere else, but somehow this one became we. So this is entirely just can we avoid it? Adding it. Don't need that word. And changing to be consistent. There was a proposal about adding it exponentially, and I don't think exponentially is right because I think a lot of people were confused by the phrase attack surface here, especially since it's the first thing we talk about. So this text here was supposed to explain why it increases the attack surface. I think that parenthetical comment addresses the underlying concern. It's not just the new dependencies, but its dependencies itself as well. And now we have its transitive dependencies.
I agree. And exponentially implies some degree of quantitative measurement we don't currently have.
Right. I mean, you could measure counts, but it's just that brings us down an argument I don't think we need. We just need to say it's transitive.
Yeah, I think
Good.
this is clear.
All right, next up, we're making great time. Obviously, I think we have a shot at the Grammarly thing. So, all right, are you evaluating the? I'm proposing changing official to correct because I don't think we care necessarily what's official. You want the one that you intended, which may not always be the official one.
Intended then, because correct implies a value of judgment.
Ooh,
yeah.
Well,
good call.
Oh my gosh, I'm glad you're here. All right, that's even better. So what intended?
Intended. Yeah, that's
all righty. That is even all right. I'm gonna do the same here for exactly this. Are you evaluating the intended version? And now I'm just gonna delete official because really that's what All right, check its name. check its name and the project website. And I added a few here: creation time, its popularity, and also an explanation of why this helps to, or at least one reason, this helps to counter typo squatting. Are folks good with these additions?
I am.
Yep.
Yep.
Alrighty. Oh, whoops. Oh, and this whole thing was moved up to number 2. That was per Marta. I presume nobody has any objections to
Great.
evaluating whether it's the right one before you do anything else.
Yeah, we don't get an ordering argument.
Oh, whoops! I missed one. I added the word new, a subversion of the new dependency, because this is a, can you avoid adding it? It's really a new dependency that you're trying to avoid adding, and it seemed to be confusing. All right, all right. Unmaintained is a risk. If it's unmaintained, it's also likely to be insecure. Kind of a rationale of why to include that.
I like that.
Yep.
Thank you. All right, whoops. And hey,
Move.
I will try to not push random keys on the keyboard. All right. Okay, this was actually a proposal from me. I just added based on a discussion within a different, I think it was another OpenSSF meeting, where they commented about, although there's a lot you don't know, in most cases, if somebody puts 0 dot in the version string, that usually says, don't trust me very much. People will sometimes use them anyway, but that's a signal that people use. So I think it's reasonable, it's one of the few signals we get. So mention it.
Agreed.
Yep.
Yeah, like an alpha or beta almost. Yeah.
Exactly. You have a good point there. Maybe we
Yes.
should generalize this. Okay.
Yes, it's not about the number, because that depends on a different specific whatever the project wants to follow. Semver is the most common, but it's like, what is the latest stable version, or it is mature latest stable version, something like that.
Okay.
Whatever they defined.
All right, I'm going to switch to suggesting mode, because I think what Krob mentioned is the real issue. Even if you don't follow Semver, I mean, at least goes back to at least the 70s. The idea of a version 0 dot means, does a version string indicate instability? E.g., begin with 0, include, say, alpha, etc.
You maybe begins or ends, because sometimes they also put the alpha at the end.
Okay, include begin with 0, include alpha, etc.
There you go.
Well, let's say alpha or beta. Okay. Look at this, an offhand comment, and all of a sudden we're writing new text here, Krob. All right, everybody good with this?
Yep.
Okay. Is there evidence that's developers work to make it secure? All right. Determine, okay. Aren't a lot of these covered by the one pager we just did? And the answer is yes, but where do we indicate that? Yeah. I'm sorry. It's at the bottom here. It's the concise guide.
Other resources.
Right. Okay. We basically ended it with that. We're developing more secure. We've changed the name of the document since it was added. Yeah, and I would put it last.
You're still in suggestion mode, by the way. 'Cause you're-
Yeah, I am. I'm okay with that because I want to make sure that
And it's okay to have two artifacts. We had the stated purpose of this is to help someone evaluate the software. Just because there's also a developer focused set of prescriptive guidance, that's okay. I'm fine with that. And we're going to be making a blog that talks about both of these to provide additional context if we need it. So I'm fine with it being a little bit.
I'm totally fine because evaluating doesn't mean that you need to develop software. You only are a consumer.
Yeah. Yes.
okay. So with that, so I think that we'll just we
Accept
thought
it.
about that.
Yeah.
And we do reference it. This is an addition by Marta. Does the project fix bugs in a timely manner? I mean, that doesn't seem like an unreasonable thing to look for.
That's great.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
Well, okay, we got to make sure that we use the correct terminology. We had this problem earlier. It's protected branches, so we got to be okay. Do they use it's branch protection, not push protection is the I mean, this is a little bit duplicative of things like scorecards, which focuses on this, but I'm okay with emphasize with repeating it, especially since scorecards really only works with GitHub right now, and we're hoping someday to add GitLab, but not everybody uses GitHub and GitLab, so I'm okay with having this as a separate item, even though it's kind of covered. So I'm fine with just saying yes, but
Agreed.
okay. All right, and it's branched, not
I added also or GitLab.
very good. Good for you. Okay. Excellent. What's the next change? All right, the next change is the one we made the title actually the right title. That seems like a good plan. All right. Is it easy to use? Put easy to use after evidence. And we did that. That was a comment about the ordering, but that ordering has been done. Scorecards All-Star.
So that would be one indication of the security posture. I don't know if we addressed that.
I'm going to push back on you a little bit, Krobe. I would say that All-Star and Scorecard are really part of 4 evidence where they're making it secure. Now, I thought that we already have scorecards there. Oh, we don't have All-Star.
Well, and that's an old comment.
Okay. Do you want to mention All-Star back in 4 or not worry about it?
Nah, let's not worry about it right now.
All right. Okay. So I think we do have it covered. It's just in the other one. All right. Are the default configurations secure? E.g., encryption turned on my default network protocols. Okay, I mean I think that's a fine example. Yeah. I'll be honest. If not, avoid it. I mean, we could even go further and say HTTPS instead of HTTP, but I think for this context, it's fine.
It's fine.
Okay. The next change that I see ensure every component has. All right, this is just I couldn't figure out what the it referred to. So this is just trying to clarify, but hopefully not changing the text. All right, add in the code. Is there evidence? Oh, okay. This was based on a comment from VM from Vicky. She wasn't sure what the difference between 9 and the other one is. You know what? We could just say clearly, what's your own evaluation of its code?
Fine.
Okay. So italic, uh-oh. Every component has a license.
It was italicized. I didn't think that was on purpose, so I suggest removing it.
It was, but it's perfectly fine without. So
Oh.
I'd say that's great. Let's see here. So evidence in the code. I mean, it's said in the top, but it probably doesn't hurt to repeat it here. Because otherwise it looks so much like the other one. We're trying to develop secure software. Okay. We've changed the text to make it clearer. All right. So I think that we've resolved that. All right. I proposed removing the parens. I mean, I can be easily sold either way.
That's fine.
Either way, it's fine.
Yeah.
All right. I'm actually thinking maybe it is better to just have the parens. All righty. Uh-oh, we've got a new addition. Let's see here. We'll play Marta.
Sorry, but we never mentioned test cases, and sometimes they are important that the projects have them.
Love it.
Yeah. Well, okay, and as to ensure the software really passes, right? Yes, is that the? Just trying to clarify why we would do that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yes.
Okay, but yeah, you're absolutely right. That's an easy one, and I have seen him fail.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Considering running all. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Let's see here, and here's what in the world? Okay, I don't understand.
I think that's just leftover artifact of the formatting from.
There's actually an extra bullet point at the very end of the article.
I see. Okay, well, hey, you know what? I will switch over to editing mode and use my great power to remove the empty
Power of
bullet
backspace.
points. Yes, that and backspace. I have the all-powerful backspace. But I'm going to try not to do it too much because that doesn't help if you use it too often. All right. Hey, well, that was faster than expected.
Yes.
And my thanks for all these little I guess I'll call them last minute improvements, but they are absolutely improvements. I'm sure we'll see more once these get published, but this is, I think we are well beyond the point of, hey, is this good enough? Now,
Yes.
I understand that we have some polishing suggestions. Please don't ask for more polishing, but there is a Mythbusters article about it. And you can do that.
Yes, they did prove that is the case.
That is the case. Okay. So, so who is our, so I can't see all the Grammarly
You want to
suggestions.
grab the screen, Randall?
Yeah.
All right, let me ungrab the screen because I think it wants only one at a time. So, all right, how do I not? I think the part of the problem is I need to not share my screen.
Should be the green button at the bottom of your window, dude.
Yeah, I see the green button all right, but that's just letting me share. How do I not share?
Is there a carrot that gives you more options?
There is a carrot.
I think.
It says multiple participants can share simultaneously, but I don't want that. Oh, I see it. Never mind. It's a completely separate button because that makes sense. All right, bye. All right, you should be able to share.
All right.
All righty. Now you can use your infinite cosmic powers to make it even better.
All right. So that's the first one.
Could you possibly increase your screen size a touch?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it wants us to move this at the end for clarity.
I don't agree. It's more important for us to identify the people first and what they're doing second.
Fair. Everyone fair? Okay.
That's fine.
So it says that this is not clear.
So that's the task of ensuring privileged developers use.
Yeah.
It's
I think it's
the
clear.
task of ensuring multi-factor.
Yeah,
It's clear.
I think it's perfectly clear.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only sentence that precedes it. We're asking them to do one thing. So, Grammarly may be confused, but I think humans will not be confused. I mean, it's okay. I have no trouble using a tool that sometimes reports things that I don't agree with. That is, I'm still grateful for the reports, and
It's why they made the little delete button.
absolutely, yeah. So I don't agree with that suggestion.
This
Correct.
no, not a commit.
Oh, wait a minute. No, I was referring to the this word.
Okay.
So I don't agree with the this change.
I don't agree with this because we are describing two privileges.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't understand the nuance of that.
Same here.
Accept and accepts.
Mm-hmm.
Are we good with that? Just deleting that.
Yeah, delete it.
Delete it.
This is also unclear. I guess it
Same
would
thing.
be-
I think it's clear for the humans.
okay.
That one you could change to something like consistent use of MFA tokens, and there's just so you don't use the word this twice.
Yeah, because I think
That
this,
could be
this
confusing.
is not proper.
Well, you know what? You could say MFA hinders instead of this.
Okay.
Put something there, yeah.
David's got his eye on not making this 3 lines long, keeping it 2 lines long.
I do indeed. Although you know what?
MFA is one letter less than this.
That's right. So it's
But they
better.
are capital letters. They take up more space.
Oh no, not. I checked. It's about the same. In all seriousness, I do believe in brevity as long as you don't as long as you don't lose understanding. Just nobody wants to read more than they need to.
Fair. So I think this is wrong too.
Yeah, I mean that they is plural and the mechanism is singular, so they has to mean tools.
Right. So we're good with that. So it says that this it's is unnecessary.
Only add it if needed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, I'll agree with that.
And we just save 3 letters, an apostrophe.
And an apostrophe. Woohoo!
These get me all the time, the passive voice, because it really doesn't like you talking in passive tone. I don't know if you want to do anything about that. I think it's fine.
I think it's fine. I mean, there are problems sometimes with passive voice, but passive voice exists for a reason.
right. It's true.
So yes, the main problem with passive voice is it omits the subject, and sometimes that's a terrible idea. But
it says that our and or is not liked in formal writing. It's frowned upon.
Don't care. This is not formal writing.
So container level with the hyphen.
Yeah, because it's
Yes.
matches with language level.
Okay. And then we don't need of them.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. That's a good change. Enable rapid updates. Yeah, that's perfectly clear in context.
Yeah, I think we're missing.
Okay, it should say tests that include negative tests, and those are tests that
With an S?
yeah, we probably test that what shouldn't happen doesn't happen. We probably shouldn't use the double quotes. Probably should be. That's probably a little unclear. Tests that what shouldn't happen doesn't happen. Yeah, I would delete the double quotes and change this to what. And the match, yeah. What do you think, folks? Is that clear?
What shouldn't happen doesn't happen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No.
fine.
Now we're repeating the tests.
They, yeah.
We good with they?
Where's the they here?
Right here.
It's changing the test to they.
The problem is that we really do mean all tests. Ensure the tests. Yeah, I think we need to say the test, because if we say they, it would imply just the negative tests, not the entire set of tests.
There.
It changes meaning if we did that switch.
There.
What if it says all tests instead of the test?
Well, no one test can be thorough enough. So if you're going to do that, I think that's a point. But I would say ensure the test suite is thorough enough.
I like that. Are we good with that?
Okay. So we did make a change. It was just different.
And then this is otherwise needs a comma. Right?
Where
Right
I'm
here.
having trouble finding where these things are.
It's
Are you-
highlighted in like light green on the screen.
Yeah, so it was right here where it says otherwise.
Okay.
And now he's on pushing, which is a line below.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moving.
All right.
But I think pushing is correct because
Mhm.
about
Yeah.
get lab protected with a apostrophe.
No,
No. That
because
would
it's
be
two
wrong.
examples of, but they use the same term.
They use the same term.
Yeah.
Although it is missing a period. Everything else ends with a period. And
There you go.
okay.
Monotonous passage.
Oh man, now it's
Just
getting
called our
snarky.
document monotonous. Jeez.
Machines have gained intelligence.
Now, see, I exactly disagree. You want sometimes punchy.
Okay.
You know,
So
that
good.
Churchill was a master at that.
Repetitive.
That's true. Another passive voice.
Okay. The question is, do we want? Okay. Yeah, I disagree. We don't. It's obvious who's going to be making the additions. It's the developers. We don't need to say it. This.
I think important is also good here.
Yeah.
Essential would it make sense?
Yeah, I think important's better.
Unknown word. We gotta add it. We'll add it.
No.
No.
Don't do that.
We don't. Do we want open source with a hyphen? I know Microsoft says that it should be hyphenated before noun.
Microsoft's not here.
No,
We've been consistently not using a hyphen.
fair enough.
Yes.
Punctuation inside of
Is it a quote?
it's
No, no. At least everywhere else, I've always been using logical quotation and not typographical quotation. So that in that case, no, it would
Yeah,
be
that's fine.
incorrect.
It's not as like a spoken sentence.
Well, even if it was a spoken sentence, then the question is the period part of the quotation in the logical quoting systems? So, all right, what's next?
Scorecard and scorecards. I think it's fine
Oh,
because you could read the scorecard.
it's always scorecards, isn't it?
Then
Is
should
the
it
name
be
of the
scorecard?
projects? Is it scorecard or scorecards? What's the name of the
Scorecards.
project?
It's security scorecards.
I'm looking now as you. Okay, the URLs is singular, but the title, as soon as you go to it, the first line in the README is security scorecards. And so
Yeah.
I'm
But
going
then it
to.
has scorecard checks below.
Yes, without the S. So
Yeah.
we have two without S and one with an S.
Oh, and by the way, their first question is, what is scorecards?
So
So they're viewing, how's this? The scorecards folks view the plural as the name. Not that's actually plural.
So should this be capitalized?
Yes.
Well,
Oh, and now it's not part of the link.
wow.
Oh, you're going to fix it that way. Okay, fine. You're going to have another S to get rid of. Yeah. I've seen this game played before.
I see that.
I type within the link and then do the edit in reverse. So I don't have to do that.
All star is lowercase, I believe.
It is. I think it is too.
Okay.
Maybe
And
not.
there's our all-star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, not just the URL. Oh, no, they do capitalize it.
Oh. Huh.
All right.
So I guess lowercase all star is something else.
Oh, look at that. He's going to do it that way. Fine, fine. All righty.
So it says
may have
that
to-
this is very wordy.
Now, is that one word? I can't tell. There's commas or periods in there.
I think it wants to get rid of or review this change. Yeah, it wants to get rid of.
Let's get rid of the example.
Why don't we don't want to get rid of the example? We might want to edit the text.
Maybe, yeah. I'll just dismiss this, but
Yeah.
are we good with this? It is kind of wordy, but not really.
I don't know that that's that bad.
No,
The
it's
EG
really-
kind of, it's all examples at that point. So
yeah, pretty much. Unless you wanted to make some of these like a separate, but then you'll make it longer and makes it.
yeah, and the CVE ID and the on GitHub are separate sentences anyways. I don't think it's that long.
This is unclear, but I think we're referring to our link here. So
Yeah.
we're fine. And another this is S-bomb, so I think that's fine. Third party needs a hyphen. Are we good with that?
Yeah.
Wait, sure.
We remove the space and review audit. I think we
Oh,
should.
yeah.
And have clear it wants to change to transparent.
The word clear, transparent. Where are we?
Last
We're at
one.
number 25.
Okay, I'm fine with replacing the word clear, but not to the word transparent.
Fair.
Because in Europe, that has the opposite meaning. I have this problem with Tannenbaum. Tannenbaum is an American, but he's been living in Europe for so long, he often uses European phrases. And transparent means what you can see through it, and therefore you can't see it.
Oh, like opaque.
No. Opaque means you can't see through it. Transparent means you can't see it.
Oh, like invisible. Okay.
Right. Transparent means invisible. So you don't want that.
Maybe we change clear to documented or
Just
published.
leave it clear. Just leave it clear.
Okay.
Or we can look for a synonym real quick.
Looks good.
Yeah, if you double click this, I think it maybe not. Maybe it doesn't give you a synonym. Yep. I think
All
it-
right. Let's see here. Understandable, comprehensible, explicit. That does have problems.
It's clear is fine.
Clear.
Yeah,
All right.
I think we're
Also
good.
less letters.
So I think this one's good. Says
All righty.
pat on the
Ooh.
back.
All right. Let's do the next one.
That-
Well, I may have to get myself Grammarly because while I disagree with some of its specific suggestions, the idea of having another checker on my language does seem useful.
I need edit access on this one to run Grammarly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, make the request,
I just did.
and I will deny it immediately.
Ah,
Bam. No. Okay, Randall's requesting access.
no soup for you.
Wow, that was actually darn quick too. It's almost like these computers can talk over fast networks.
Still giving me a request.
No, I just click on I had to.
Okay, cool. There you go.
Yeah, I have to click on multiple buttons because one button is not good enough. We have it set locally, so wait a minute, that's outside the Linux Foundation. Are you sure? And the answer is almost always yes. But
This one has 40. The other one had 33.
all right, you know what though? We scheduled this till 4. I think we can totally do this and get it done.
We can do this before 3.
Yeah, so we have
But
an
we
hour
also
and
point out this title is 16. This title is 14. Do we want to make them the same size?
No.
Or does it-
I mean, unless both are 14. I'm fine with making them both 14 if you want.
just for consistency.
Yeah.
Oh, point size. I'm sorry.
I
Okay,
think the font
so
size
what's
is
next?
10 too. The font size on one is 10 and the other one is 11. Do we want to make them both 10? Not matter.
Well, don't change it there. If you're gonna do it, you want to change it in the normal text type.
It won't matter when it goes to markdown anyway.
No, it won't. That's true too.
That
All right,
is
so
true.
let's, yeah,
So here we have our first one is to evaluate. It wants to change to assess.
no, because we just said evaluate at the top. I'm
Correct.
not so sure everyone knows what assess means anyway.
Good point. Dependency, we definitely don't want to change. Evaluating, I'm assuming we'll make sure
Yeah.
Where is this?
Document.
right here, evaluating.
Yeah, we're using evaluating everywhere. So,
Version of the software.
oh, no. That has a specific technical meaning. Everyone calls them version.
Yep. So it says that we have an extra comma here in fork. Maybe.
Oh, I see. Not a personal fork. No, that's actually true. It doesn't
Yep.
need, the
Yeah,
comma
it's not
doesn't need to be there.
parenthetical.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's grammatically fine, but it's
It wants to
probably
change the
clear
sentence.
if we remove it. Sorry?
Wants to change that sentence. Ensure you're evaluating the intended version of the software, not a personal fork or an attacker controlled fork. That's not terrible.
Yeah, or the comma before the and not.
Yeah.
Make sure you
Sounds
evaluate
good.
the intended version of the software, comma, and not a personal fork. Yeah, a comma before the and not. That sounds good. Did it do it?
Yep.
Oh,
This-
wait. Not a blank, no. Oh, it changed or to nor. I don't know why it did that. It should be nor. Not a
maybe because
personal
nor
fork.
is not like a formal term.
No. Not stays not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, not a personal fork, nor an attacker controlled fork.
There you go. My bad.
There we go.
All right. So correct word choice. I don't even know where this one is. And it still doesn't like it.
What?
Because
What is
nor, I don't think nor is, it seems using seems that the conjunction use may be incorrect here. I think this is wrong.
Yeah, I think grammar is wrong. It probably doesn't see nor often enough to learn the rule.
Yeah. And then I'm not too sure. And if,
And if
If.
yeah,
where is that? And
I
if
think it's just that this sentence is throwing it off.
maybe it's just too long for it.
Yeah, it's a hard to read sentence. So maybe we should split it up into two, maybe.
I mean, we could change it to a whole bunch of short
Like a
sentences.
bullet.
Check. Well, I think we can just make them sentences. Check its name in the product website for the link. Period. Verify the fork relationship on GitHub/GitHub. Boom.
Like below, we have A, B, C, D, E. We could change that into a list like the others and have them be individual small lists.
Oh, that's true. We could do that.
You want to do that?
Yeah. Why don't we at least? Oh, and now it's bolded for some weird reason. Why is that bolded?
We can fix that.
How do
Hold
you
on.
fix that?
Hold on. There you go.
Thank you.
All righty. All right. Check it for the link. Period. Next line.
And then verify fork relation on GitHub.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Period. Right.
If you use those, you know what those are already. And if you don't use them.
Check if the project is affiliated with a foundation. In this case, you should be able to access the official source and repository website. Period. I'll fix them all individually here in a second.
Okay, check it and check its pops up. Okay, however, the last one is not an item on the list. I think we need to move that either it's not a bullet item or just move it into two. Oh, okay, that works. Well,
Move it up to the top.
yeah, move it up into the text of two. That'll make it easier when we convert this to Markdown.
These techniques help instead of this.
Yeah, these techniques
Techniques
help.
or steps.
Helps or help.
Help to counter. I think it's help to counter.
Yeah. Common. That's fine. Passive voice is fine. I'm gonna
In
restart
the
this.
CAS? How does it see CAS?
It glitches out sometimes.
Ah, okay.
It's not perfect.
I think this is one of the few commercial products written in Common Lisp, so can't make a mistake like that.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty impressive for what it does. Delete. Yeah, here's the NOR. Common just did. Here is affiliated, is passive. Case needs
Case.
a comma. Right?
Yeah, in this
Yeah.
case, comma. Yeah, that's clear.
And then here, now we're at 3A.
I think it's right the way it's written.
Or maybe
I mean, I
has.
think it's right. I think they're suggesting has significant area occurred, which is
Oh, it's
also
had
right.
occurred. I see.
It's moving. Yeah, it's moving instead of there been. It's saying occurred. I think the rewrite's actually probably a little better.
Okay. We'll go with that. Here we go. We're still moving with quotations out or
Yeah, yeah. I mean, unless somebody really objects, I prefer logical quoting.
are and is.
The project has earned or
Mhm.
Or is on well on the way. Yeah, that's correct. That's just a screw up on our part. Yes. Good job, Grammarly. You are correct.
determine whether. I mean, change theirs to there is.
Mhm.
I mean, grammatically it's the same, but
that it liked it.
it couldn't figure out their apostrophe S. All right. Shame on you, Grammarly. All right, what's next?
In a timely manner, promptly or on time.
Oh. Well, see I think actually we really do mean in a timely manner. Promptly is in the eye of the beholder.
Mhm.
That is true. That is subjective. And now it goes back to baton is bad.
Ask gets sassy again.
We good with dismissing this?
I'm good with dismissing that.
Take advantage.
Do developers.
It wants to change it to use.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's much better. It doesn't like apostrophe S for is for ownership, but for examining software's security. I mean, it would be okay without it too. So I'm okay with removing it. I think it's right the way it is, but
I think it is.
when in doubt, shorter.
Software. Well, I guess if we're talking about this software.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's
Examining
right.
the software.
Yeah. So I think in this context, the apostrophe S is correct.
Yeah.
But I think it's also correct without it. Well, wait a minute. We really do mean this software though.
I would I would put the or this.
The software security.
Yeah.
Oh, and maybe it's happy now.
Yeah, it didn't complain.
All right.
It would come up.
What's next?
So of the here in K, do they apply many of the? I think that's incorrect. I think Grammarly is incorrect. Or wait, because practices, do they apply many of the concise guides for developing mobile security or more secure software practices?
Yeah, although I could certainly see. Do they apply many of the practices in and then follow with the doc with the? We might want to just rewrite this anyway and just move practices earlier. Many of the practices in the, and that way we're ending this entire section with the other doc link.
Right. Fair. So here it wants to, we're missing a comma
Where?
after the EG.
Yeah, that's correct. Grammarly correct.
It's missing a subject.
I mean, all of they're in parallel. All of them are missing subjects.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So
that's-
I mean, Grammarly is correct, but we don't want to change it. I don't think.
yeah, and then we want to change this to a question mark.
Where?
A.
It is
Oh,
question.
yeah, because it is formed as a question. Yeah, that's right. Grammarly's right.
And then easy to use has no hyphens.
Oh my gosh, it's removing hyphens? I didn't know
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
allowed to do that.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
that's
agree with
fine.
that. Usually it likes to add them.
No, where are we? Here, use 7. Software with many users or many large users may be inappropriate for your use. I think that's,
Yeah, I think Grammarly is incorrect.
however, there's more likely to this is not right. However, there's more likely to be useful info, I guess it is right. Information on how to use it securely and more people who will care about its security.
I would again change that to there is. It's more
Yeah.
formal. There is more likely to be useful.
But you know what? However, widely used software is instead of there, because that I think that we talk about users now. Widely used software.
Even though we added 3 words.
Okay, is more likely to have useful information instead of be.
Yes.
To have
Useful information.
would we like the word offer more useful information?
Offer is good. Sure. Well, I don't think you need the more. You just say offer useful information.
Okay.
Because we already said the more earlier.
It does. We want to rewrite the sentence. Yeah.
More people who will care. We can probably eliminate the who.
Yep.
Other than that, I mean, rewrite it to what? I think we're okay as it is. We've already rewritten it a little bit.
Okay. We already went through that one. Big impact, but licenses can have a big impact. It wants to change it to significant.
I mean, I'm okay with that change.
Sure.
Sure.
I'm still saying that we're using too many words.
Fewer words. I don't see the crisis. I think it's fine as is.
Yeah.
I agree.
Own may be redundant.
I
What is
mean,
your
it is
value?
correct. It is redundant. Is it
That's
helpful
fine.
as an emphasizer?
I'd be
Yeah.
fine removing it. It's
Yeah, it is redundant.
what is your evaluation of the software?
Yeah.
This is wrong. Passive voice. Our exit.
Where are we?
Right here at 90.
And look for encoded that are encrypted. Yeah, the implied is you. It's a directive, so
I think we're okay.
I think we're fine. I mean, it says what is your evaluation, so in context, I think it's pretty obvious.
But it also says it's a hard to read sentence.
I
think
don't.
it's just because we have a lot of commas, maybe.
Yeah, and I think, but each of the common elements are, I think, pretty clear. So I think
It also doesn't like kind of the jargon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably getting thrown off by some of the words. So I think just trash and move on.
And
What we got left?
One comma too many. And I think that's right.
Yeah, agree. I agree with Grammarly.
Use cases,
We're
yes.
all good.
Look
Look
at
at
that. Oh my gosh. Yay. And you know what? I mean, I didn't agree with everything Grammarly suggested, but I think the result's even better now.
Yeah, pretty nice tool.
Okay. Something else I may have to add to my, I have actually thought about adding that. So you're doing a good job in sales here. I'll have to ask
You
you
get
later what
commission.
your cut is.
Well, I started volunteering for writing a lot of blog articles. I think I'm writing the blog article for this. So when Gentoo was like, you haven't used any of your allotted budget, I was like, might as well use it on Grammarly.
Okay. All right. So thank you. All right.
Yes.
I think we've got good stuff. I guess we now need to talk about next steps. I guess the plan is to take this, convert it to Markdown, or do we make a little PDF in Markdown, or how do you want to do this?
I think we should provide a PDF as a downloadable resource, but this should be converted into a Markdown file so we can have it into our Git repo.
Yeah. Now the problem is once we move it to Markdown, we will no longer have as much control over the formatting unless we dual edit. I will note that is in fact how I handled the secure software development course. We have an internal Google Doc and the Markdown, and when the Markdown changes, we change the Google Doc to match. It's a crazy approach, but it can work.
I don't know if we need to do that for this.
Yeah,
I think just
probably get it close enough in Markdown.
Yeah, and if we need to change from A to a 1 or 1 1 or whatever, you know, I'm okay with that.
We might be able to even find a way to get it pretty enough so that from now on we always use the Markdown and just
and then just use PRs.
I do think that for for grabbing for certain purposes, for short guides like this, the PDF does have advantages because then you've got the nice pretty formats when you want that.
Well, and we also could turn that into a marketing ready slick to hand away at conferences.
Yeah.
Well, I know there's tools that you can convert Markdown to PDF.
Right. In fact, I've used Pandoc, for example, which does that. There's always limitations with those tools. Shocker, a conversion tool can have limitations. Tell me when you've heard this before.
But I don't think that any of the stuff that we're doing in these documents, like we don't have pictures and we're not writing any of like the.
Yeah.
So it should be fairly easy to convert.
Agreed.
Yeah. Okay. I think that Doreen knows some magic skills on conversion to Markdown.
I do too. I have.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, fabulous. Okay.
I'm on the LogSeq team. I help with LogSeq.
Oh, spectacular. What would you be willing to make a shot at it then?
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe we create, would you want to put that under our docs folder in the repo?
Let me ask this, because I've noticed that by editing a lot of documents in a lot of the repos, we have no, like if somebody wanted to make a contribution, there is no rules on like how you should go about like formatting your document. And I don't know if that's something that we might want to do. So therefore, because like the NPM best practices one, for example, actually breaks in VS Code because they have like hard line breaks, which throws off the Markdown reader in VS Code, but it doesn't throw it off on GitHub. So I don't know if that might be something we want to also add, like just standard like Markdown lint or something.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
To ensure that it like works with everybody's Markdown reader and whatnot.
Well, everybody's a pretty long list, and having very long lines, I think, is pretty much accepted practice. I would propose that in general, try to stick to common mark. Maybe extensions if you need them.
But common mark is not compatible. It's not GitHub flavored Markdown.
It's not, but for most documents, it makes no darn difference.
Okay, so does it matter? Well, because most people would probably consume this on GitHub's preview, correct?
Yes.
That would be my guess.
So yeah, I'm just throwing that out there because would we want to make sure that those rules are enforced? Because they have a super linter, GitHub does, that we could check into the repository. Now that I have you all cornered into looking at my screen. Yeah, see?
I mean, I certainly wouldn't object to adding a linter to the repo. It sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
To run a super, this is their linter to end all linters.
Well, yeah, just because you can add it as a GitHub action, and it basically has all of the linters integrated, so it just automatically runs. So it'll tell people like, hey, these are all the linters they have, and for Markdowns right here, Markdown
lint. Yeah, I've used Markdown lint before. hopefully it supports configuring the linter if you have to. I assume it does. Most good of actions do.
Yeah, it does. You configure it like you would normally. I believe.
All right. I would propose that adding that linter is a separate issue or / pull request.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm all supportive. I just think we ought to raise it as an issue on the repo, let people comment. I can't believe anybody would say no, and then we'll merge it in and we'll say yay team.
Okay. And then we can format documents after the fact, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Perfect.
that's what pull requests are for, right?
Yep. Perfect. I will open
Yeah, so-
the issue then.
Yeah, so if you wouldn't mind converting them to Markdown, these two docs.
Yep.
And then we can check it in and tweak it a little bit and declare victory. Two quick, obviously make sure the bolds come through. I would really like to have one and then A inside. I don't know if we really get that choice. But make sure the links come through, and if possible, it would be nice if the curly quotes came through. They don't, it's okay. Life will move on.
I think those come through, but I think that like you in Markdown, you don't have like it'll automatically format like the inside.
Yeah, I think that's true. There are some tools that will accept extensions to. I mean, worst comes to worst, you can always use HTML
Yes.
and tell it what the lists are. Though not all
We could
Markdown
even
tools
go as
will
far as
accept it.
using MDX.
Let's try not to use the sledgehammers.
I'm just joking. Yeah.
Actually, to be honest, if you use Pandoc in its full glory, it gets ready to sit down.
Yeah.
All right. So that was Randall. So Randall, any idea when you'll have a chance to take a crack on it?
I'll probably in the next 30 minutes. I'll have it.
Awesome. Okay. And just do a pull request and
Yep.
And throw in the two docs. I would presume right into the best practices working group repo, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there's a docs folder.
Yeah,
under
and
the
let's just put them
repo.
in there. Yeah. I would suggest whatever file names you use would be pretty obvious.
I'm just gonna use probably just Concise Guide, just this.
Okay. Yeah, just don't include the date because obviously that's going to change and we want people to link to the current versions generally.
Yep. But I will get this in there right now.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank
And
you
then
so
our
very much.
plans will be we're going to we'll share it with the group next time.
Mhm.
We will be writing a blog to do an announcement at OpenSSF Day in Europe. We'll formally unveil it to the world.
Right. And now the question is, do we want something that looks fancier and spiffier? At least the first one, the
One.
the Concise, that one.
Like with foundation letterhead and the goose.
Well, I like harder stock paper, and you hand them out at OpenSSF
Yeah,
Day.
I would like that. Yes, I think we should have some to hand out.
Yeah.
Like
Okay,
we had the
so-
storm thing.
Yeah, we don't have to make the decisions today, but if we are going to do that, then we'll need to figure that out.
Cool.
So awesome. So tell you what, I will first await the and frankly, probably if we print it, we'll at the bottom have to put a link because obviously all these hypertext links won't work so well on the paper.
Yep.
Very disappointing.
Not
We'll
clicking.
update paper later.
Well, what we could do is we could add, if we really wanted to, I think that there is a Markdown plugin for this to like make a bibliography.
Yeah, I don't think we need to do that. Most people, I'm expecting to look at this online and
Agreed.
go clicky. So I don't think, I think that would be far more than necessary. If anything, I would add at the bottom, for the electronic, just the URL of this doc.
Right.
But we don't have yet because you haven't made the pull request and then pulled in.
Soon.
Yeah. But
Soon.
I will get on that right now, and I will make those, and I will also open the issue for
The linter. Cool.
linting.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so very much.
Great work, team.
Yeah, this is spectacular. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you guys. So yeah.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. Have a good
Talk to you
weekend.
next week.
All right.
Bye.
Take care.
See ya.
Bye.